At the halfway point of the 2025 MotoGP season, the paddock is split between those clinging to the present and those eyeing the future. And no one is walking that tightrope more publicly or more precariously than Fabio Quartararo. The former world champion is now not just Yamaha's top rider, but also its loudest critic in the wake of the German Grand Prix. The pressure has clearly reached boiling point. While Sachsenring may have offered a brief reprieve with a surprise podium in Saturday's sprint, Sunday's main event brutally reaffirmed the problem Quartararo has been shouting about all year. This Yamaha M1 simply doesn't have the legs to win in slippery and unpredictable Saturday sprint conditions. Quartararo turned in one of his best rides of the year, starting 7th. He launched brilliantly and was in podium contention. Within a few corners for a rider who hadn't tasted sprint success in 2 years. It was a moment of much-needed positivity. "I didn't expect to be qualifying in P7, to be honest," he admitted to MotoGP.com. But in the end, it was great, a great feeling in the sprint. Much better than in FP2 and qualifying. So he was really pleased to be on the podium, the secret. The mixed grip conditions seemed to mask some of the M1's chronic deficiencies, allowing Quartararo to flow more naturally with the bike than he usually can in fully dry or fully wet scenarios. "I expected to drop lap by lap. And to be honest, I was keeping the pace pretty good. It was a surprise, the conditions. In the last lap were tricky. It was still a bit wet, but when it starts to have some dry patches, for us, it's a struggle on the electronics. We are still very far that last point. We are still very far," foreshadowed the darker tone that returned in full force on Sunday, despite finishing 4th in the main race. The best Sunday result Quartararo has posted this year. It was a hollow success. He finished nearly 19 seconds off winner Marc Marquez, and over 10 seconds behind third-placed Pecco. And unlike Saturday's conditions, Sunday exposed every shortcoming the Yamaha M1 has struggled to hide this year. "I am not happy because we are super slow," he told TNT Sports bluntly. "The feeling of the bike is not great. We finished more than 18 seconds from victory, which is not our goal. We are slow. And we have to understand why we are struggling that much in the races." Quartaro's frustration isn't just about the lack of podiums. It's about the lack of progress. The sprint result, while encouraging, isn't reflective of the broader trend. Yamaha's 2025 campaign continues to suffer from a lack of grip, rear-end instability, and overheating issues that plague the bike, especially over longer distances, as Quartararo explained. "Overheating on the sides is one of the problems, as is skidding. Both put us in big trouble compared to the competition on a performance level. One of the clearest examples of this ongoing pain came during free practice. Though he placed 8th in FP1 and looked competitive in early sessions, his body language was telling after a technical glitch ruined a critical setup test. He lashed out angrily at his bike, literally, and again after Sunday's warm-up. He was seen smacking the M1 in frustration as he crossed the line. So what exactly is Yamaha doing to fix this? The factory has finally confirmed what had long been rumored. A full V4 engine project is underway. Yamaha boss Paolo Pavizio made it official during the Sachsenring weekend, revealing that the brand is targeting 2026 for its E4 race debut, effectively ending Yamaha's long-standing commitment to the inline-4 architecture that powered them to titles in the Rossi, Lorenzo, and early Quartararo eras. But far from reassuring Quartararo, this announcement has only fueled internal tension when asked about Pavizio's comments regarding the V4 project. Quartararo didn't hide his skepticism. "I don't know what he thinks," he said coldly. "I don't think he's too much into the technical side of things, but in reality, they know very well what they need to do to keep me, to be honest. I don't care whether it's the V4 or not. I just want a competitive bike for next year." It was a stunning statement, Quartararo. It's a cornerstone of Yamaha's MotoGP effort for the past 6 years, publicly challenging the technical understanding of a team boss the underlying message, "Stop talking and start delivering," asked if things were getting tense within the garage. Quartararo didn't hesitate. "Sure, it's getting a little tense because we're always expecting more and more things. Improvements, we can see that we don't really have any. What makes this situation even more urgent is that Quartararo's future is no longer guaranteed at Yamaha while he's under contract through 2026. He has repeatedly hinted that he's willing to leave if a winning project doesn't materialize. He said exactly that. After the Dutch GP, I need a winning project now, even in Germany, where he managed a third place in the sprint. Quartararo couldn't shake the pessimism. "It is great to make pole position, there is happiness in the team. But we are happy for something knowing that we will really struggle to maintain the position. It's been a tough first part of the season, that contradiction, exceptional qualifying pace, but race day implosion has defined Quartararo's 2025 campaign. He's taken 4 pole positions already this season: Spain, France, Britain, and the Netherlands, but only one of those turned into a podium, and another, Silverstone, ended in heartbreak due to a stuck ride height device. Pole positions are good. They give you hope," he said. "But in the end, you know that you aren't going to be at the front." Ironically, Quartararo is still Yamaha's best bet for results. He remains the only rider this season to beat Marc Marquez to a pole, and despite his issues, he's consistently outperformed teammate Alex Rins. But even that silver lining comes with a cost. His overexertion is leading to mistakes and crashes this year. "I've fallen a lot due to losing the front," he said. "Compared to the others, I can't use the rear to brake. Our balance isn't optimal." And then there's the development dilemma. While Yamaha is clearly pushing the V4 project forward with urgency, Quartararo is pleading with them not to abandon the current 2025 bike entirely. "I hope that they don't abandon the 2025s in Japan, since it's still far behind, especially when the conditions are difficult. We only manage when the grip is high." Paolo Pavisio tried to paint a more optimistic picture. "We are developing a bike for 2026 and also working in parallel on the bike for 2027. It's complex, it's exciting, but it's also needed if we want to be back where we want to be." But even Pavisio had to admit that the new V4, so far only tested by Yamaha's development team, is still far from race-ready, according to reports from Brno, where Alex Rins observed the V4 on track. The prototype was around 2 seconds per lap slower than the current M1. That's not exactly inspiring for a rider. It's demanding immediate performance, and that disconnect, the team saying one thing and the bike doing another, is perhaps the most dangerous problem Yamaha faces. Quartararo doesn't just want innovation. He wants trust, transparency, and results. "With the V4, we're getting pretty good feedback, but the lap times are super slow. In reality, what matters to me are the lap times. The feeling with a bike can be good, but the ellipsis says it all," as MotoGP now moves to Brno for the final round before the summer break. Quartararo sits 10th in the championship with 75 points, 77 behind title leader Marc Marquez. He's ahead of teammates and satellite riders, but nowhere near the championship conversation. The contrast between his raw talent and Yamaha's current technical state has never been more glaring. Even pundits like Neil Hodgson have weighed in, expressing confusion at Yamaha's technical direction. "I just can't understand why no other team has bat wings on their swing arms like KTM have," he said while reviewing Quartararo's aero upgrades. "That's got to be worth a tenth, hasn't it?" Indeed, Yamaha has introduced several minor upgrades. Most recently, a new rear wing at Sachsenring. But as Quartararo himself noted, those tweaks don't compensate for a fundamentally flawed race package. "We don't have the pace, but we know we can go fast on the flying lap," he said. "Hopefully, we can grow in this area, but the clock is ticking. The summer break looms, and while Yamaha's engineers will no doubt continue refining the V4, Quartararo's patience is wearing thin, the tension inside. Yamaha's box isn't just a story about a frustrated rider, it's a symbol of the broader identity crisis gripping a once dominant factory that now finds itself chasing shadows, technically, competitively, and culturally for Fabio Quartararo. The path forward is painfully clear: evolve or risk watching another championship-caliber career drift into the midfield wilderness.